After you watch this video lesson, click on the link that's right below this video, and that will take you over to practicetheguitar.com, and there you can practice this repeating rock lick in the key of D minor at 15 different tempos with full notation and backing tracks to practice along with. Go check it out. This D minor repeating rock lick exercise uses a bunch of different techniques. One of the really important ones is pull-offs. And what you need to get a solid pull-off is 2 notes and a picked note with a downward and away motion to a pulled-off note. This is the essence of a pull-off. The opposite of that would be a hammer-on, where you're going from a lower note to a higher note. But when you do the pull-off, it's a little more difficult because you need to pull down and away and not just hammer on to get the note to ring. So what you could do to practice hammer-ons and pull-offs is go through something like the pentatonic scale. You see I'm doing this in D minor. And just simply move up and down the scale and make sure that the notes that you're not picking are as loud or as strong as the notes that you are picking. And also that you're playing this with an even rhythm. So you could even move this up and down the neck as well. So this is just a very simple way to practice hammer-ons and pull-offs and build your dexterity between your right and left hand, and also the strength in your fretting hand. The next very important technique that's used in this set of 4 licks are whole step bends. And when you bend a note, you are usually bending with a finger that you can support with other fingers to get a nice solid grip on the note. And what I'm doing here is I'm bending with my 3rd finger on the 12th fret of the 3rd string, but using my 1st and 2nd finger on the 10th and the 11th fret to get the strength to bend the whole note up. And you can do whole step bends, you can do half step bends, you can do quarter step bends. You could even do step and a half bends, or 2 whole step bends. This will give you a very voice-like quality to your solos. And a lot of repeating licks, a lot of just any licks in the rock and blues style uses a lot of bends. So this is something that you want to work on, you want to practice. This lick uses bends, and it's a great technique builder. One thing that you could do is just simply take a note. I'm using the D minor pentatonic scale just as an example from this lick, and bending it up a whole step, maybe going to the next note in the scale, and maybe the next note in the scale. Notice I'm bending the 3 higher notes in a D minor pentatonic scale. You can sometimes bend the 1st note, but bending this note, which is an A in this case, not so hot in the key of D minor, unless you're trying to get the minor 6th. The 3rd very important technique in this style of playing is noise or string muting. And because you're moving from string to string quickly, and here I'm using a lot of gain, you want to make sure that you properly mute the strings so you don't have unwanted string noise. And I'm doing that here with my picking hand by simply just resting my picking hand down on the strings that I'm not playing. So if I was to do this with no muting at all, it would probably sound more like a lot of noise. But if I mute, controls any unwanted string noise. So you could take the same approach here using the scale or using any sort of exercise. If you wanted to go to the website, you could sign up, practice with this exercise. You get the tablature and the notation, and you could practice this at 15 different tempos with backing tracks, and that would give you a chance to work on all of these techniques to get the cleanest sound moving from string to string.